Travis Scott is about to take over football. Over the past year or so, he's been dropping hints. He's been slowly immersing himself in the world of football throughout his world tour, and there's rumours of a Cactus Jack football boot coming as well. This leads me to believe that Travis Scott is going to play a major role in Nike's World Cup campaign next year. So why could Nike be opting for Travis Scott of all people? Is it a stroke of genius, or is it a Lady Gaga Polaroid moment? Well, the answer is quite simple. Travis Scott is not just an artist, he's also a brand. And when it comes to brands as an artist, I don't think there's anyone out there who has a better branding than him. Over the past few years, we've seen him do the biggest and most successful collabs of all time. The first artist to have a Fortnite concert, Reese's Puff cereal, McDonald's meal, several fashion collabs, and he already has an existing line of signature Nike trainers as well. And also his most recent collab with Barcelona and Spotify. In general, Travis Scott's brand is one that brings hype and hysteria with it. And to be fair, over the past few years, the appeal of Nike has somewhat dulled, especially in football. So bringing Travis Scott into the mix for the World Cup campaign makes a lot of sense, and it will bring a lot of attention as well. However, Nike can't just throw Travis into a World Cup campaign a few months before the tournament starts. It will just come across as very artificial and unauthentic. So Nike and Travis need to kind of build a story and some of a relation within football. There's also the fact that the US national team doesn't have any major Nike athletes as well. So Nike need a significant American figure that people can latch onto. As well as the fact that World Cup campaigns that Nike do tend to leave like cultural legacies. The fact we've had like the winner stays that people quote to this day, Jugger Benito, people still quote to this day. So Nike needs to do something different to kind of jazz it up and leave this kind of cultural legacy for years to come. So how have Travis and his team been building a story? This has mainly been addressed through the European and South American legs of his world tour, where he's visited a lot of countries with a lot of cultural football heritage. He's performed at a lot of football stadiums such as the San Siro and the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. This is for him to get a feel of bringing his world into football, and maybe because of the kind of act that Travis is, a football stadium is quite apt with dealing that level of crowd. And another thing that I realized during the South American leg of his world tour was that a lot of the merch was inspired by South American football teams. And of course, with hanging around the world of football, he's been hanging around with a lot of footballers as well. I mean, what are Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Travis Scott going to talk about? And he's been particularly close with one Nike athlete in particular, and that is Vinicius Jr. That relationship is important, and we'll touch on it later. He also posed in a pair of Nike Total 90 Air Zoom 3s. And the biggest football collabs he's done prior to this Barcelona Spotify deal was the Secreto Maximus events at complexcon and at Coachella, which was basically a secret tournament-inspired 3-on-3 tournament, which Travis hosted both times, and a lot of the branding on the pitch had his Cactus Jack branding and his Utopia branding as well. And at both events, there was a lot of T90 branding, especially the one at Coachella. And if you take a closer look at what the players are wearing at the Coachella event, there's a lot of T90 branding with a Cactus Jack twist to it. So a Travis Scott T90 collection might be coming as well. And then, of course, his most recent football collaboration with Barcelona and Spotify. So instead of having the usual Spotify logo, they're going to have the Cactus Jack branding instead. So you can clearly see Nike and Travis are building that storytelling element, where Travis seems to be very vested in football. And then him just being involved in football just comes across as a lot more authentic and natural. And now the authenticity has been established, it's time to move on to the products and the ads. I'm surprised Nike haven't done it before, but I'm pretty sure we're going to get a Cactus Jack football boot at some point. A lot of you have probably seen some leaked colorways. However, those were fakes, those were just stolen from a concept designer and put on reps. However, I feel like a Travis Scott football boot is bound to come. We've seen players link up with artists to get custom Travis Scott inspired football boots. So there is a demand even at the highest level of the game. But this is where Vinicius Jr. comes in. For the Cactus Jack Mocha Jordan lows that came out last year, Vinicius Jr. was in a lot of the promo wearing Utopia merch. Along with that, I fully expect that if a Cactus Jack football boot does come out, it'll be Vinicius Jr. that wears it. I see it as a special edition kit for some teams at the World Cup, or maybe just a complete Jumpman Jack football boot pack. Could you imagine a slip pack or a straight up pack? However, it's not always sunshine and rainbows, and a possible collab between Nike and Travis Scott for a World Cup does have its downsides. Nike have this business model of scarcity, so there's more hype around their products. Even more so with Travis Scott releases. And there's this issue of unethical reselling, and a limited release for something like this would be sold out in seconds. So to combat this, Nike would need to make this collection widely accessible and available. And this means more people will be able to get a piece of the collab, and in general provide a bigger cultural impact as more people are able to take part. And not one of those collabs that just comes and goes. But possibly I'm reading way too much into this and this may never happen. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Would you like to see a Travis collab at the World Cup? Or would you rather see another artist? If so, who? Like always, my name is Ab, this is Substance Football. Thank you for watching. See you next time.